Hi, I'm Nicole Lee with Health, Beauty, and More. Um, I wanted to talk about the difference between the way a man thinks and a woman thinks. There have been books written by it. You know, men are from Mars and women are from Venus. And it's obvious to a lot of people that there's sometimes a difficulty between men and women understanding each other. Because their brains are different. Men's brains are different than women's. It's not a good or bad thing, it's just they're different. So the male brain is highly specialized with specific parts of one part of the brain that's for specific tasks. But in the female brain, it's a lot more diffused, and the female brain utilizes a lot of different portions of both sides of the brain for all kinds of different tasks. Men are more able to focus in on and stay on one path, like narrow issues, and block out extraneous, unrelated information and distractions. Women, on the other hand, aren't quite as able to do that. We, as women, see everyday things more from a broader scope, big picture, rather than the narrow path. So men can narrowly focus their brains much better and on more specific tasks for longer periods of time without getting tired or distracted, and women are better equipped to divide their attention, as you'll see with women and children. There's a lot of distractions by kids, so they're able to hold that thought and go back to it, dividing their attention among multiple activities at the same time. Multitaskers. Men can separate information and separate relationships, separate their feelings into separate compartments in their brain, while women kind of link it all together. Men see individual issues with some certain parts of their brain, but women look at the entire or multiple issues with their entire brain, both sides of it, both hemispheres of their brain. So even though men do have 20 times more testosterone in their systems than do women, that actually typifies men as being more aggressive than women, more dominant, more narrow focused on the physical aspects of sex. But men, the dominant sense is vision, so they're very visual, and that's not always the case with women. A lot of women's senses are more finely tuned than those of a man. So the biggest impact of the male-female brain difference is how men and women view sexuality and intimacy. It's more important to understand the differences in these views in order to comprehend the vulnerabilities men and women have to things that have to do with sex. I'm not going to go into details on it, but women do see relationships as a whole. Men see body parts. They are more visual. Women are not easily turned on by pictures. Women may be aroused by pictures of couples together, but it's not like men, where they're very, their bodies are connected to their visual acuity, and what happens is it affects their feelings sexually too by visually seeing something far more than does women. So that does kind of put a general explanation of how women and men think and react and feel differently from one another. It's good to know as much as you can when you're interacting with someone of the opposite sex that they may not be able to keep up with a woman if she's distracted or has more than one task at hand. And they may be able to function better if you can just stay direct and just stay focused on whatever the task at hand is, and not bring up other distractions or try to talk about something unrelated to whatever's going on at the time, especially in intimate relationships. So anyway, I do have a degree in psychology, and I thought that was interesting to talk about. And it kind of brings me back to thinking about the difference between the sperm and the ovum, and how sperm are fast moving and direct, and they know where their goal is. And the ovum are not, the chromosomes, X and Y, there's XX and XY. Well, the way they move is different. The ones with the Y chromosomes move faster, but they do tire more easily. And it's just like the way women are. They're a little slower to move, like in races, but they have higher endurance than men, so they can run further, not faster. And it's kind of interesting how that all starts with the basic chromosomes and the way we were made by God. So hope this gives you some insight about the difference between men and women. And if you like this discussion, we can go on and talk more about it. Thanks. Enjoy your day. Have fun. Nicole Lee, Health, Beauty, and more.